Hello. I was watching a video, ASMR video. Someone was tapping on the toilet roll, scratching it. Should I shout out the channel? It's like seems like a new channel. How do I go on here? Well, I mean, it's a Japanese character symbol. As you can see, this is the channel. I don't know. I guess the channel or the channel tag. What do you call that? I don't know. At Kujira 001. Kujira 001. It's a good video. It's a good video. Shout out. Hope you're well, hope you're swell, hope you're lazy, hope you're gravy, hope you're gravy. I was just cut my nails, man. Wow! Yeah, I'm sure you've seen them when I was poking my fingers, my little claws into the camera. These nails are disgustingly long. After this, after I'm done filming, I'm gonna cut them. I'm gonna go cut them. What's this thing? Yesterday, I was just considering how fortunate I am. I have a lot of cushions in my life. And that gives you a false sense of security where you're just assuming that things will always be this cozy and nice. And I was like, I need to really focus and like maximize the hours I have in a day so that I know that I'm doing everything I need to be doing. And I'm in an awkward position where I'm really taking a big gamble in terms of what I'm trying to use as a way to propel myself forward financially and all this sort of stuff. As of right now, this channel is the only way I make money, which is embarrassing to say because it's like ASMR channel being your primary source of income. It's just not wise. I can see like people like being like, what are you doing? I make enough to cover expenses. I got a bunch of like subscriptions and stuff that I use to help me with other work and stuff like that. But I'm just thinking to myself, like, what's the plan? Like, what's the way forward? Because right now, my mom is covering the expenses for this house where I live, and what if that changes for whatever reason? God forbid, of course. But what's the plan? I'm 24, so I really have to. I have to hurry up. It's like You're not young forever, you know, you're not young forever. And there's a lot of economic turmoil around the world. Many places, people are just experiencing high cost of living, people losing jobs, people getting all sorts of bad news. It's crazy. So I think to myself, like, how can I maximize my potential? And I've never been a good worker, like an employee. I've had jobs here and there. I've done this, I've done that. And it's never gone well. So at some point I was just like, I'm gonna take a chance, commit to growing this channel, and hopefully it can lead to other things. If I can grow enough of an audience, I can promote my other work, and that can also take off. And that's as simple as my plan gets right now. And it's scary because it's like, I don't know if that's a good plan. I don't know if that's a good plan, to be honest. But it's all I have right now. For now, it's all I have. I could, there is the cushion of my mother's business, which contributes to me kind of taking things easy. It's like, oh, if everything fails, I'll just go work for my mom. But nothing is promised, man. Nothing's promised. It's not, you know, as of late, as like recently, there's been financial trouble with my mom's business. You know, it happens here and there. There's some low points every now and then, especially at the beginning of the year. The beginning of the year is notoriously difficult for businesses, just because people are coming back from holiday. It's the new year. A lot of expenses to cover, all this sort of stuff, and January tends to be a slow month, and it spills over into February as well. But things are picking up again, thank God. But yeah, it's just nothing's promised. Nothing's promised in this life. So you can't just have the mindset of, oh, it'll all be okay. It's like, well, you need to make sure you protect yourself. But I could, you know, that's an option. So let's say none of this works out. I could just go work. Her whole thing has always been, it's me and my brother, she's always been like, I want y'all to take over and continue doing this. I think she'd be very happy with that. Unfortunately, I mean, my brother is kind of doing that for her, and God bless him. And I pray he continues to do that and does it well. But for me, I don't know if I'll be good at it, to be honest. I haven't worked a lot of jobs. Definitely not a lot of jobs. I've worked jobs, whether it's for my mom, whether it's for different people, and the way my head works, I think I'm most efficient, most capable when I'm doing my own thing. If I have to, look, let's say I have a wife and I have children I need to take care of. I'll do what I have to do. I'll do whatever is required to put food on the table, to keep the lights on, right? To contribute, to pull my weight. I won't make excuses. However, when you don't have that necessity, when you don't have that driving force, it's hard to justify continuing to do something that you just don't want to do. You have no aptitude for. When you don't have that motivation. So I'd just much rather take advantage of the fact that I don't have those responsibilities, so I can afford to go all in on what I actually want to do. And that's also part of the reason why, for me, it's important not to get distracted. There are a lot of guys my age who will mess around with some girl, for example, and get her pregnant. And yeah, it's not a wrap. I don't think your dream is over, but oof. Things change, man. Things change dramatically. And you have to like work, at some job somewhere, and you have less time for yourself and what you wanted to do because you were not focused and you were doing things you weren't supposed to be doing. So for me, I'm just trying to stay focused and just really take this space I'm in, this time I'm in, just zero in and try my best to maximize my youth. So what's been getting most of my effort is this channel and the book I'm writing. For those who don't know, it's a novel, it's a fictional piece of work, and yeah, I've been spending a lot of time on it. I think I've been, it's been more than a year of an iterative process, but really August of last year is when things really started to take shape because I've had multiple drafts, multiple versions of this story. But really August of last year is when I settled on a version of the story that I'm writing now, where it's like, okay, I felt like it's actually making progress. I can actually finish this because, if you're a writer, you know the very serious challenge of actually finishing any of your work. You start something and then you never finish it. You always move on to something else because there's this is not working. This was finally the idea that took off, and I was like, oh. At some point, I was like, this is going to get done. I'm making serious progress. The ending was clear in my vision. I could see how it's going to end. I could see some very major plot points within the middle section of the book as well. So I just had a pathway towards success, towards victory. So I was just confident that I'd finish, and I did. I finished the draft. So it was the first time I'd written a story with a beginning, middle, end, and I was really like, wow. And it was cohesive, it was everything, but still a lot of flaws. So now I'm in the second phase of the project where I'm editing and rewriting, a lot of rewriting right now. I'm basically rewriting the whole book, I'm realizing. The first couple of chapters, things were moving relatively quickly. I thought I'd be done in like a month or two. But then as I progressed, I was like, wait, some of this stuff it's not up to par. Because when I was writing the first draft of the story, I was getting better over time. So by the time I reached the end, especially when I started incorporating AI to help me, it wasn't writing the book, but it was instructing me. So what I'll do is I'll send it paragraphs or whatever, and I'll ask it, how can I improve this? And it would give me tips, like with regards to pacing, with regards to descriptive language, with regards to things like how can you engage the senses, dialogue, how to make dialogue flow more naturally, and how to break up dialogue so that you can improve the pacing and stuff like that. It was teaching me these things so that when I'd go back to write, it'd be dramatically better than it was before I received those instructions. So these are skills that I've adopted, that I just have now. Like when I write, I do these things more naturally because I've been training myself in these habits. So when I started incorporating AI, just towards the end of the first draft of this version of the story, my skill level did this. So when you go back, you're like, oh my god, there's so much I need to change because you're just looking at things from a different lens now. So it's a lot of work that I have to do. It's a lot of rewriting because some of it's just not up to par. It's like, because I really want this to be an enjoyable experience for anyone who reads this. So I have to take time to make sure that it's as good as I can make it, especially at this stage in my journey as a writer, right? I'll get better as time improves. I mean, as time goes on, I'll improve. But I really want to make this good. I want people to read this and be like, whoa, this is actually really good. And I've gotten that response from the excerpts I've shared. I think most people have been impressed. There'll always be some people like trash, but I don't think that's a genuine response. I think at the very least you can acknowledge that there's something interesting going on here. At the very least. But most people have been happy with it, so that's encouraging. I just need to just keep on. I need that to be the reaction to the whole work. It shouldn't be just a few chapters or a few segments. It's like I want the whole thing to be a wild, fascinating journey that sticks with you. Like you will always remember that. And I always write scenes with that in mind. Like I need this to be an extremely memorable scene. I was writing a scene yesterday actually. It's kind of a wild scene. I mean, compared to some of the stuff that happens in this book, it's not that wild. I think it's chapter 4 and chapter 12 come to mind when I think of particularly absurd chapters in this book where it's just, I think your mouth will drop. Some very interesting things happen. Very interesting things happen. This is like dark fantasy. It's like pirate fiction with dark fantasy together. So think like Pirates of the Caribbean, but like really leaning into like the fantasy genre. So a much heavier emphasis on magic, magical creatures, and stuff like that. You'll see. I think it'll be a very fascinating journey, but because of that merging of genres, there's some very there's a mixture of like absurd, gross, interesting, like action-packed occurrences. Yeah, there were several times where, because a thing I like to do, just as a form of quality control, a thing I like to do is ask, whether it's ChatGPT, whether it's Grok. I used to use DeepSeek, but I don't use it as much anymore. So it's just mainly ChatGPT and Grok. I ask both of them to rate each chapter when I'm done writing, so like rate this out of 5. And with that rating always comes like notes. Like this is what you did right, and this is what you could improve. So in the with like chapter 4 and chapter 12 in particular, I think it was. Oh, was it chapter 12? I don't think it was chapter 12. I think it was chapter 11 or chapter 10. Or was it chapter 9? Was it chapter 9? I don't know. It's one of these chapters. You'll see. You have to read the whole thing. Don't just go reading singular chapters. Read the whole thing. And you'll see. But with one of those chapters, one of the notes I got back was like, this is kind of disturbing. And it was basically saying, like, I don't know if certain members of the audience are going to be able to handle this. Because it gets violent, but it's just the sort of violence that's just like unusual. It's very, you'll see. Was it even violence? It wasn't, you'll I keep saying you'll see. You'll see. But yeah, anyway, I have to take my time to make sure that the whole book is just a quality experience, and you always remember that. It always sticks with you. That was a crazy ass book, but I really enjoyed it. Like I actually enjoyed it. You know what they call them, page turners, where you just want to keep reading. It's not a chore. It's not a job. You're not doing homework. You're genuinely invested in the narrative. and it's pulling you along. Like you're like, I have to see how this ends. This is crazy. What's happening right now? And you're just hooked. I want that to be the experience people have with this book. I really hope that's the experience people have with this book. I really hope that's the experience people have with this book. That it just was. I think this is gonna be a long book. I'm gonna be honest. This is gonna be a really long book. It's hilarious how I started. I started with the intention of this being 40,000 words, which is hilarious in retrospect, which is like a novella. Some say 40,000 counts as a novel, others say that's not really a novel, it's more of a novella. I don't know. But I intended to do 40,000, and then eventually I reached 80,000, then I reached 90,000, then I reached 100,000. The first draft finished around 107,000. This is looking like it's going to be significantly above 120,000 words, which is how many pages? Let's check. So I think 100,000 words is about 400 pages, I believe. So how many pages is 120,000 words in a novel? So 400 to 480 pages. 400 to 480 pages. So it'll be a thick little thing. But yeah, it's looking like it's gonna be a big book. 120,000 is me being conservative. I hope that people stick around, that it's not too long for people, but yeah, I'm just keeping it. I'm keeping everything because I'm having fun with these details, but I feel like a lot of these details enrich the world, enrich the characters. For example, there's a particular location in the story called Bandit's Bliss. Should I give away what it is? No, I'll keep it to myself. I want y'all to just experience everything fresh. But there's a particular location called Bandit's Bliss, and the first drafts explored that region, but I found myself not satisfied with the depth that I went into when exploring that location. I was like, okay, the second time around, I really want to develop it. I want to introduce more locations, more characters. I really want to flesh this place out so that it really has a distinct feel and people really remember it. But I feel like I didn't do it justice the first time around. So the second time around, when I was revisiting the portion of the book that this location is set in, yeah, this time around I'm still in this segment of the book. I'm still writing it, rewriting it. But yeah, I've definitely added depth this time around. There were elements that were just not there before. There were creatures that were just not there before. There were scenes that were just not there before. I think it really sticks out. I think this is going to be a very memorable part of the book. But yeah, I'm looking forward to finding out how people feel about it once they've read it. It'll be very distinct. But yeah, that's my plan. It's just to put my all into this, make it as good as I can, and hey, we'll see how it does, man. We'll see once I put it out. We'll see if people, if it does well. But you know, this morning I was praying. My prayer was simply that I do enough, like on my side, like I actually put in the effort required. so that no matter what happens, I know that I tried. And whatever the result is, I deserve that result. So if it does well, praise be to God. I don't know if I necessarily deserve it, but praise be to God. If it doesn't do well, hey, you just have to work harder. Put out another book and another one and another one. That's my mentality right now. I really wanted to do well, but I'm just preparing myself. It's not about preparing myself for the worst. It's like, because I'm not planning for it to fail, but I'm adopting the mindset of I'm okay with either result. You know, I have a plan for either result. Where it's like, if it does do well, that's great. It's gonna set up the next book to do really well. Because if this does well, the next book, I hope and believe that it will do even better. Because I've got general ideas for what the next book will be. If this book doesn't do well, it's just, yeah, it's just, I've got the next book still. So either way, I'm just going to be writing the next book. But it'll be such a relief. It'll be such a, like a, oh, if this catches some momentum. Even if it's, you know what, even if it's like, honestly, a few hundred people would be a wild success for me. A few hundred people buying the book would be a sign that there's a market here. If a few hundred people can get this and then be like, we really enjoy this, we're looking forward to the next thing, it shows me that there's something here and I can build this. Just like with my channel, when I remember, like, when I first started my channel, I started it, I was putting out videos, you know, it was moving along, but nothing crazy. And then at some point I just gave up. This was 2022. I just said, I'm not doing this anymore. And then I came back towards the end of the year and I saw that I had 100 subscribers. I had 100 subs, and I was like, that's impressive. And it just motivated me to focus on the channel, because I was like, 100 subs is actually, and I think I'd seen some video with like more than 100 views. It was small signs, but I was like, for me, it was like a sign that if I focus on this, I can actually grow this. And then I just started really pouring into it, and yeah, it grew. And here we are. I'm hoping to see the same thing with my book, where I put it out and I see enough of a sign to be like, I'm going to continue regardless, but I'm hoping to see signs of growth, of momentum, signs that if I continue, and I will, regardless of the result, I will continue. But yeah, I'm just hoping to see signs that I will continue to gain an audience as I continue to put out more work. That's my plan. It's a very basic ass, simple ass plan that is high risk, because we're talking about novels and ASMR channels, which is, you know, you don't think financial security and anything of these things. Yeah, I'm just sticking to what I'm good at, man. Every day, just working on this, staying focused, not being distracted, just really trying to make this work. We'll You'll see how things go. Anywho, so when the book is out, I would appreciate that. That'd be amazing. I really want to get this out by May. I need to get this out by May because I need a long reset period before I get started on the next book. I want to get started on the next book around August, which is the same time I started this version of this story as well. And I need time from May to August to put out music because I have a goal for the amount of music I want to put out this year. Last year I put out a lot of music. The year before that I put out a shit ton of music. So I just want to carry on that trend. So I just need from May to August. I just want to put out songs, and I want those to do well. With the music, I'm not really focused on it doing well. I just like putting out music, to be honest. So whether they do well or not, I just like doing it. I like honing my craft. I like getting better at writing, and it's just nice to listen back to the songs I put out this year. So since 2023, I've put out at least 100 songs every year. 2023, I put out 300 plus. 2024, I put out like 100 plus. So 2025, I want to do 100 plus again. 100 plus songs. So from May till August will give me enough time to do that. May, June, July. Yeah, August. If I do that every day, I can take some breaks here and there. So that's why I'm saying May till August. It'll give me enough time for some breaks. Somewhere within, not like until the beginning or like maybe to the middle of August, maybe towards the end of August. So maybe I'll really start writing the book in like September. The next book. But for that to be a thing, I need to finish this book by May. We're in February right now, so March, April. I got about 2 months left to get this done. We'll see if I can do it. If I'm not done by May, it is what it is. I'll just push my plans forward. Maybe I'll start the next book in October, November, whatever. But I'm hoping to be done by May. I really want to. I'm excited to see how people receive this. I think I really do think people will enjoy it. I think it's such a wild story, but a fun one. But yeah, I greatly appreciate anybody's support. It's going to be $1, guys. The book is going to be $1. So I don't want to hear that I can't afford it. Save. Put aside 25 cents every week if $1 is a big ask. Anyone who's interested, I'd really appreciate it. It's gonna be $1. I'm making it as easy as I can without making it free for y'all to get it. I don't even think I can make it free on Amazon. Amazon, $1 is as low as you can go. Would I make it free if I could? I do want to make money, so I don't know if I'd make it free. But I think $1 is almost free. It's almost free. It's almost free. So even if you don't read it, if you just want to buy it just to show support, that would be great too. But dude, read it. Read it. Anywho, let me know what you think in the comments. It's pagan video, so if I don't think for some those you're watching, so now thanks for making them whole and unique and guiding them walk towards peace, prosperity, purpose. Thank you for blessing this person. Wonderful people in my life who love them, take care of them, do the absolute best out of them. Thanks for maintaining them, so they're there to do the same thing. Thanks for blessing this person with love and marriage and sustaining that love and marriage, making me very, very happy. Thank you for blessing this person with the spirit of gratitude so we can give thanks for the wonderful things in life and by giving thanks and find peace, contentment, and attract even more blessings. Let your presence be felt in this person's life, so that your God, that you will, that you love them, and your words will be there for them, good health, long life, and happiness. Over this person I really care about in your mind, and I pray in Jesus' name we pray. Amen, amen, and amen.